Hello everyone and welcome back. My work week is done. It's Thursday night. I got up here, you saw I brought back some more reclaimed lumber. I've got another truckload like that to bring back Monday or Tuesday when I go back down. And then I'm just cleaning things up. According to the weather, if it holds true, it's going to look a lot different here in a couple of days. They're saying, like I said, tonight's Thursday night, Saturday through Sunday, possibly 7 inches of snow. So everything might change here in a couple of days.
What are you doing?
Making sure people see you're doing something. Cooking me up some dinner. Well, today I woke up, come out here and started the stove for my dad, and I had stuff to do. I had a bunch of errands to run, so I took off and did a whole bunch of that. Went to Menards, went to Northern Tool and Equipment. Then we went and had lunch with Melissa because she had to drive up north today and she was coming back, so we had lunch at Buffalo Wild Wings. Yeah, anyway, then I got back here and my dad hadn't left yet. It was 2:15. So he was up here using the workshop. He's been working on making this cane. He had one made out of diamond willow before, and he gave it to my sister-in-law Teresa because, what is it? She's got like 5 more days and she goes in for hip surgery. And then she's going to need a cane for a little while. And now he's working on some kind of a birdhouse. This one's going to be for robins, because with robins, they do not ever go into, like, if you have a birdhouse with a hole, they have to be able to see all around them. So he said he's going to put like a little, let's see, is that right? Log wall right here. I don't know what all he's going to do. So then the robin could sit up here. So we'll have to see how that progresses. And then he has a cabinet that he's going to make for the bathroom at his house. That's his next project, but yeah, so I ended up talking to him here for, I don't know, what time is it now? It's 2:59, so about 45 minutes. I was out here this morning taking pictures of this motor, and because remember the coil, I just couldn't get any sparks, so I went to Northern Tool to see if I could get parts for this. And I found exactly what I needed. A brand new Honda GX160. It's the same thing I have on the log splitter. I don't know if you guys remember a few years back. That would have been on Joe and Zach's Survival channel, I think. I switched the motor out in that log splitter, the one that we now have up at the tent. And so yeah, I just picked up a new motor. Problem solved. So now I'm going to go inside, let the dogs out, and I don't know. Tomorrow's a new day. I'm sure I'll get a couple of things done tonight, but I want to do a few things inside. When I was inside, with it being so dark out right now, you just feel like sitting on the couch and doing nothing. And I'm looking at the time thinking there was a lot of times in the summer when I wasn't even home from work yet, got here, still got 2.5 hours of work in outside until it was time to call it a night. I'm not even sure if the holes are in the same place for that plate on this or not. It's a nice looking motor, but it won't work. Everything would bolt. This will not bolt up to here. I did not, when I went there, they had a GX 200, which I would have liked to buy, but they didn't have any in the boxes, just the display. And then they had some that were like 12 horsepower and stuff like that. But this one here, they had 3 boxes with the motors in them. They didn't have any display. It was taken off. And this has a 6-to-1 reducer on it. And I just went and watched a video because if I could just take this off, you know, take these 2 bolts and there'd be 2 inside, this would bolt right to the back of it. But that has a, I don't know what you call that. This has a keyed shaft, and that is like a spline. So I'll just put this back in the box and bring it back tomorrow and switch it out for a different one. I don't know if I can get that GX200 that's on display, or they had some other ones that were even cheaper that were to the left of it. I'll have to look at them. I just want to get this thing running and hauled out there and covered with a tarp before we get the snow, because if you live in an area where there's snow, it is just like 100% more of a pain in the butt getting stuff, you know, moving it around and everything once the snow falls. So it's nice to get everything in its place before that happens. Well, that sucks, but it's not that far of a drive. But anyway, I will get a new motor. Luckily I saved the receipt, folded it up in my truck, so just in case, if I would have looked on the box, I don't know if I would have known it. It says right on there, 6-to-1 gear reduction horizontal shaft. I don't know that I would have known the difference without looking at it. I probably still would have not just thought, well, this is what I put on the other one. Now I know why there were 3 of these available and other ones were sold out. Still sounds pretty good. I was out here last weekend when one morning I came out and started the wood stove, and the door, the pins had snapped off. I mean, you couldn't even open it. It was so rusty, so they just went chunk, you know, before I brought it up here. And, you know, nothing worked on here, but then once I got up here, I sprayed a lot of stuff in it last year and everything, or I suppose earlier this year, and everything works. But then I finally drilled those out. I don't have the right size pins, so I just have a couple nails in there. But I do want to pull this thing out, and I think if I put a stove up front here, which I might do, that would hardly ever get burned, but at least this would be there. I mean, this is the one I would want to put there. I even bought a new one of these gaskets, although this one doesn't look all that bad, but I think I got the right size today when I was at the store. And this is where my dad keeps his stuff, so I think I'm going to pull this stove out so I can actually play around with it, and then put that little table that I brought from the back. I think it'll fit right in here, and then my dad can set his stuff on that. I couldn't remember, but I thought it was a 5-inch. It's a pretty loose 5-inch like that. The stove is pretty cool though, because, you know, the stack is coming out the back, but you can see here, I don't know if you can see it that good in the light, but on either side you can remove this plate, put it back here, and remove this plate and put it here or here, so you can run it out the side if you wanted to, or the back. You can see right here you'd have to take these bolts off, and then you can pull that out. Same with this one, and put it in. I'm gonna have to look at a picture online. I've never been able to figure out how this plate goes in there. I mean, I see that this goes up here, so I imagine it goes down like this, so the flame comes up like that towards the stack, but I'm just not sure because I never see the exact spot that it looks like it should fit. I got this stove many years ago. It's very old, and I did use it in the rabbit barn at the hobby farmhouse, but I never looked into the internal workings of it. It's almost 8 o'clock, so I think I'm going to go inside, research this a little bit, and then I have several videos to edit. I think I have 2 or 3 for Melissa, and then I have last week's farmhouse video, so I want to get started on some of that tonight. And then tomorrow morning I can get up early and go switch that motor. And then my dad, he's driving out before the snowstorm to go out and cut some diamond willow, so I'll probably give him a hand with that also. Well, looking at a video of one of these, this guy is rebuilding his, and I'm not interested in rebuilding that stove. I just wanted to work that bottom piece that's all crooked. That should be just flat. But I mean, it still burns, it's fine. It's going on a cement floor, so it's not a big deal. But this is the front of the stove. This is where the front door is. And this is an F118 CB, the Cub. And mine is actually older than this. But you see, the front is where that baffle goes in and the front stays open. I don't know how, so the smoke will have to come up and around to get back to the, you know, where it goes out the pipe. It just seems like these stoves would really smoke in, but I mean, people swear that these stoves are just really efficient. I was looking at the specs on it, and it's something like, I think with the older one it's 45 or 48,000 BTUs, and the newer ones, the Cubs, were like 55,000 or something. Heat up to a 1,600 square foot room, or house, whatever. You just think it would smoke in with that, with just this, the area, the smoke not going up the back. But if I can get that baffle to go in there, I will definitely put it back in. Okay, everyone, well, it's time for bed. It's a little bit after 10 o'clock. Melissa's already in bed scrolling her phone. It's going to be a busy day tomorrow. I want to get that motor switched out. Dad's coming up to cut some diamond willow. Snowstorm coming the following day. Good morning, everybody. When I went to sleep last night, I thought, you know what, I'm just going to sleep in till 6:30 maybe. Nope, 4 o'clock this morning I was wide awake. It's like I'm going to lay there and try to get some more sleep and look at the weather, and they're still saying 8 inches, maybe 12 inches of snow. And then I start thinking, oh, do I have enough gas for the tractor? You know, is Northern Tool going to have the right engine that I need? My dad's coming up. I want to make sure I'm back before he gets here so he doesn't have to cut the diamond willow by himself. So yeah, it's just time to get in the truck now and head to Northern Tool. Well, that did absolutely nothing for me except for getting my money back. They had Ironton motors there, which would have been fine. I mean, they're half the price, but they didn't have anything that would work. They're all sold out. So, and with the Honda motors, the guy said that about a year ago or something, Honda switched to their small engine division and put it over on the Marine side. And Marine is huge for Honda, so the small engines like that are kind of on the back burner and you just can't get them. And he wouldn't sell me the display, the GX200, which I really like. So yeah, I guess, I mean, there's other Northern Tools I can go look at, or other places. I think I'm going to stop at L&M and look at their log splitters. I could have Zachary fix the log splitter I have, but right now he's pretty darn busy. He wouldn't be able to get to that for a while. Well, I looked at their log splitters. They go from $1,300 to $1,800, and I don't feel like splitting wood today anyway. So, but at least I looked at them. The thing is, they've got the splitting, whatever you call it, the wedge is on the ram, and I like it when the ram is flat and the splitting wedge is on the other side. I think because I'm used to that, but I can think about it. I can talk to Zach too and figure something out. I'm gonna go to Super One now. I think I'll just barbecue us up some steaks for lunch later. Well, I got 16 gallons worth of unleaded, and I filled up with diesel. If we do get snow tonight, it would have to be a lot of snow before I would use the tractor, just because the ground isn't frozen yet, and it's too easy to dig in, but you never know.
Yeah, and this one here is also.
Okay.
And let's see, maybe because we should follow. We get those. it's so. This is the first time in my life when I'm getting older. I feel so helpless. You're the one that.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
There is. If you go just past the deer stand, I got another trail that's cleared to the right.
Yeah, it's still holding.
Well, I know there's some up on the other end. Well, Melissa and I were inside today doing a few things that took a little longer than expected. Now I'm back out here and I wanted to get this other new tarp put over the lawnmowers. And I might as well park this thing because once it snows out, I worked great today, but once it snows out, it's pretty much useless. Free up some space in the garage. Last year this sat in the garage all day. earlier this week, or I don't know, last week my dad was out here and I had this fire extinguisher sitting on the workbench right next to the wood stove. And he said, you know, you really should get that away from the wood stove, he said, because if a fire starts over there, how are you supposed to get over there to get the fire extinguisher, which made perfect sense. So, and then he has suggested hanging it on the wall right here, you know, where everybody can see it. But I don't have the hanger for this one. But then I remembered that I had another one. So I dug this out of that front, the front garage. I had to go in there to get my coveralls because I always wear that when I am out moving the snow. And anyway, this one has a hanger, so that was a pretty smart idea he had. So I think I'm going to hang that up so it's there. Both of these are still full, which is nice. Looks good. Well, I'm going to need a snow blower up there. I've got this one from the hobby farmhouse, which is a Poland, but it's almost brand new. And I've got the Husqvarna that we were using before. I think I'm going to bring this one up there. This one really throws the snow. And I bought it and had it at that house, and then every winter I would go to Louisiana. Never got to use it. I bought it, I dropped it off, and I've never used it. I pretty much have everything moved out of the way. I had to have my spots, like I just moved the barbecue and stuff. I have to be able to push snow straight back there. And I got that snow blower in there and everything. I want to run a cord back and see if the other one starts, just in case. It's nice to get everything out of the way though, because what people don't understand, if you don't live in a spot that has snow, right now it is so nice because there's no snow. Walking around, you're not slipping. And like, I was just thinking, oh, I have 2 coolers in the back of my truck. Well, that's easy enough. I can pull those out tomorrow. It's not a big deal. But as soon as you get the snow, you're out there with your gloves. As soon as you grab onto that cooler to move it, your gloves are wet, it's full of snow, everything is wet, slippery, and fairly miserable. the Husqvarna. Thing already sounds better than the other one does. I hate how it revs up and goes back down. Well, it's probably what, 8:30? 8:34. 22 degrees outside, 69 in here. What I really want is a beer right now, so I think I'm gonna go inside and I'm editing a video. I'll play around with that for a while. Good morning, everybody. Looks like a couple inches have fallen. My phone says 4 more inches of snow yet to come. I guess I'll believe that when I see it, but it's supposed to get really windy this afternoon. I think I'll run out to the workshop and there should still be coals in there and get that fire going. Still snowing out there. Melissa was going to make chili for lunch, but now we're debating if we want to do that or if we want to go to Family Traditions restaurant because they have a really good, like a breakfast, so we could have breakfast for lunch. But we haven't decided yet. It's still early. Well, Melissa and I did decide we're going to go out to eat in a couple hours. Oh, I think when we go out to eat, I'm going to stop at L&M and see if they have another coil like this one. I don't know what else to do. I mean, there's just no spark. There's not that much to it. It all boils down to this and this, so we'll see. I've got that draft turned almost all the way off, just open just a little bit. And it's 75 degrees in here.
The van is still there.
Yeah, I think it's been there for months. I mean, they're really packed. Oh, it's about 4:30 right now, and it's still snowing out. It almost stopped, and my phone said there was going to be like 0.07 inches falling. Now my phone says 2 inches. I wasn't going to do anything with the driveway, but I mean, I'll have to snowblow at the end of the driveway, but I might run it through a couple times. I have to replace the doorknob on the workshop door. I'm going to do that here in a little bit. But yeah, it's just been a snowy, yucky day, but no huge storm. Well, I just installed a new doorknob. When my dad was here, right when he was leaving a couple of days ago, the door, it wouldn't shut. And this thing right here, this part is it's like it's locked. I've tried getting in here with a screwdriver, making sure that everything is free and clear there to go back and forth. I mean, I've put hundreds of doorknobs on in my life. Never saw one that locked up like that. I suppose it's something in here and there's no way to get in there to check it out. So anyway, bought a new doorknob. Well, that's enough for the snowblower tonight. I would like to run the plow on that. I might run the four-wheeler tomorrow. It's supposed to get down to 10 degrees tonight. No, 1 degree tonight. The ground just needs to get a little more solid before I start pushing plows everywhere. The snow plow hasn't come by on the road yet, so I snowblowed way out past halfway. And then up there also, so that when the snow plow comes, there won't be any snow, not a whole lot of snow to push into the driveway, except for what's falling right now. I need to plow one path so I can get that garbage can down the end of the road. Okay everyone, well thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned. The next one's going to start tomorrow morning. I'm actually going to run down to Melissa's work for a while, and then when I get back, it's going to be time to push some more snow. I will see you guys on the next video.